Morning, everybody. Welcome to Week 8 in the National Football League. I'm your host, Harry the Greek, live on the Over-Under. Today, my co-hosts are Mr. Ray Kennedy and Peter Blake. But where is Peter? Where is Peter?
Where is Peter Blake? Where is...
This is kind of unusual because it's always been the Greek with a little Pete.
I
can see him in the back room right now giving me the
little Harry.
He
Peter
says I'm number one. I don't know what that means.
I don't think that's the index finger he's pointing at you. Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, my God. Right into the camera, Peter. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
What would all of his kids think?
What, the kid in every county?
Kid in every county.
That's what I see. He can't say anything about it right now because he can't defend himself because the master has the control board.
Well, which only makes piling it on even better.
Tampa Bay Ray, how the hell are you, buddy?
Just woke up. Yeah, no, just getting it going here. I had a late Saturday night and kind of at the homestead getting some stuff done and slept in this morning. So I have no idea how far off the rails this train will go quickly.
Yeah, Tom, it's going to go off the rails.
What?
What? What do you mean?
What?
I got to tell a quick story. I had to take a trip with my mom yesterday, and last night we decided we were like starving. So the wife, me, and the mother, we ended up at Katarina's restaurant down here in Tarpon Springs.
Nice. Outside
music. They got the bouzouki music going on. And if for you guys don't understand what the bouzouki is, it's great music.
Yeah.
So the guy's playing the keyboards, right? And he's singing songs. So if you can understand Greek music, even if you can't, just understand this. Every time they sing, it's like country music. I lost my wife. My girlfriend left me. My dog got killed. Okay, everything's dead. But it's usually more of a, and so my wife's like, yeah, that's all right, I guess. My mom, she's bopping around a little bit. So I lean over to Jamie and I was like, hey, Jamie.
Let's get sexy to this music.
Yeah, really. This is pretty good. People dancing around going, oppa. But anyway.
See, I thought every time someone throws a cross in the middle of the dance floor, you all have to die for it.
Yeah, head first. Eat
Sorry,
shit, Ray Kennedy. But anyway, so I lean over to the wife and says, James, I says, he's got a pretty good voice, yeah? He says, yeah, but the whining is kind of bad. Sounds like he's hurting. I said, oh, he's hurting all right. Now look at his face because he's constipated. Just picture him in a toilet being constipated. So the whole night she's just laughing. So all of a sudden, people are getting drunk. People are throwing their plates, and everybody's screaming, oppa, oppa. And there's this group of Spanish people sitting to the table to the left of us. Okay? So they hear everybody going, oppa, oppa, and they're screaming, huepa. And I'm like, oh, my God, you got to be kidding me.
You got a United Nations fight.
I know, it was absolutely hilarious. Ray, what a week of football.
It's crazy. I don't know. Like I said, some teams that are supposed to underachieve or overachieving. I think we're going to discuss that some with one of our guests you have here on the show.
Yeah. Every year there is one or two teams, one from the AFC and one from the NFC. And I will tell you this much. It's all in one city.
Yeah.
It's all in one city.
Yes, sir.
It really is. And it's actually kind of exciting to see because actually when the Chicago Bears were playing the Giants,
Yeah.
I had announced that one of these teams would be the worst 4-1 team in the history of football. Whoever won that game. Because neither team could really move the ball. Neither team could really play defense. The Giants spent a ton of money on a particular wide receiver, which I'm not allowed to say on the show because the guy will probably run and leave because he hates them. Okay?
Kadarius Toney?
No, Kadarius Toney. I mean, I kind of like
Oh,
them.
Galladay.
You can't say that.
Oh,
It's a
sorry.
bad word. That's
Galladay.
Rashard Perriman to me, buddy.
Oh,
You can't. It's that bad.
now I feel bad.
Okay, but I got to humbly say that I was wrong.
Yeah.
This Giants team is, you know what? They're not really all that great, but when you play with the two letters called Mo will really take you places. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my co-host, Mr. Peter Blake from the Sports Web. Peter, how are you this morning, buddy?
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Not too bad,
Sunday.
Peter.
Yeah.
Happy Sunday and fun day. You know what? I'm going to have to bring in one of my Giant Goofballs from the Two Giant Goofballs podcast, Mr. Andrew Davis. Andrew, how are you, buddy?
Good. How you doing?
Tell us about that little thing behind you. What do you got going on? It actually looks pretty cool.
That MetLife Stadium?
That's Amazon Stadium from the Amazon collection there.
The Amazon Stadium. Are you live today?
I live.
Ladies and gentlemen, just don't forget, go ahead and share the show. Put this on someone's timeline. This is how we do grow this organically. And don't forget to hit the like button. Gentlemen, I don't know who's going to go first here, but I really want to talk a little bit about some football. I guess that's why we're here, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got Andrew on screen. Let's start it off right there. And because it's been so long, Andrew, since anyone, when it's come to football, it's been a while since anyone's wanted to take a bite of that rotten apple that's been New York. But man, they are swimming in it this year, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Andrew, what do you got going there? What do you got to say for yourself with the Giants or the Jets? Start out with one of them.
So I'll start with the Giants, obviously, since that's my bread and butter here. It's definitely been a shocker to even the Giants fans the way we're playing right now. 6-1, coming off basically what was a home game in Jacksonville that I was at last weekend there.
What?
And,
What?
yeah.
What?
What? Huh?
I'm telling you, it was a sea of blue. Giant fans are just ripped and ready to go like we haven't been in years because this has been a shocker even to us, like I said. We got in the offseason, we were all ready to get Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley out of there. Now we're talking, let's keep these guys long term. Let's build on this.
By the way, Saquon Barkley, best running back in the entire National Football League.
Hands down.
Maybe NFL Offensive Player of the Year. Maybe
Comeback Player of the Year. Every kind of Player of the Year. The guy's just playing unbelievable, guys.
He's our whole offense.
Yeah, well, it's not fair to say. What's been the success of Danny Jones? Would you say it's more coaching, or do you think it's because of Saquon Barkley?
So I think the big difference is Brian Daboll in the very beginning of the offseason, the new head coach.
I'm going to put you guys live, both you and Peter. I'm going to remove myself for a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. Here we are live on the over-under. So, yeah, I mean, the big-time story has been Saquon Barkley. I mean, but, talk about the rest of the team here. Daniel Jones, is he starting to, progress, if you will, and his fourth year as a quarterback in the National Football League? I mean, what do you have to say about him?
Yeah, so fourth year with his fifth year already declined. So, if we want to keep him long term, we're going to have to re-sign him in the offseason again there. The big difference really has been, though, that Brian Daboll, when he came in this offseason as the new head coach, he got Daniel Jones involved in not just, getting the playbook to him early, but getting him involved in setting up the playbook and finding out what he's comfortable with, what he enjoys doing, and making sure that's integrated into the offense. It's a huge thing when it's a team decision what you do like that. And, it's applaudable to go ahead and include a guy like that in that right off the get-go. But he's showing off his legs, too. I mean, the guy is rushing. He's I think, the second leading rushing quarterback besides, obviously, Lamar Jackson in the NFL right now. And there's days where he's only throwing 150 yards, but he's rushing for almost another 100. So
he's almost in terms of a DLG quarterback, right? Don't lose the game quarterback. Is that the biggest difference between Jones this year? Is that he's cut down on those turnovers in your opinion?
Huge. I mean, the turnovers, most of the ones he even had this year have been more like, end of the half, end of the game kind of plays as well. So he's been both down in the fumbles and the interceptions. So he's been pretty good as far as the interceptions, except for that rookie year he had. But the fumbles have been his downfall for most of his career.
In your opinion, do you think this can last? I mean, can they continue to win games like this, or do you eventually think that there's going to come a time where they face the defense and basically the onus is going to be on Jones to win the game? And do you have confidence that he can do that?
I have confidence that he can do it unless he has to actually pass to win a game. That's the big thing. When you got two guys who can run the ball like these two can, you can't stop them both typically. One of them is going to be available to run. So same as the Chicago Bear game we had there. Remember, Daniel Jones was running off to the side, and then you stopped him, and that's when Saquon took over the game. You can't get both done at the same time. So you're going to have to pick one and hope the other one doesn't burn you, basically.
You know, I'd like to interject, especially on that game. That was a game that could have went either way, and it actually leaned towards Chicago a little bit.
That's every Giant game.
I know that, and it leaned, and it did the same thing against the Washington, whatever their name is this year,
thing.
or the Commandos. Yeah, I go Commando.
Commando. I'm sure Snyder does too. Just ask his cheerleaders.
But I want to touch.
I'm sorry, it's too early.
I said touch, and you said cheerleaders, and
they can't talk about that pending litigation and all.
Oh my gosh,
pending. I think he was hanging out with Deshaun. Can I say that?
Oh,
Yeah.
Where is Deshaun? Whose sideline is Deshaun on now, Peter? I saw it the other night on Monday
He's on the
night.
backside somewhere.
Yeah, she's on the Browns.
No, he's on Baltimore. No, Baltimore. I think he was on the Ravens sideline Thursday
Was he
night.
really?
Yeah, he just signed with them, and he's on their, I guess, practice squad. Hasn't actually made it onto the team, but Deshaun Jackson, he'll be due his.
Well, I was talking about Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Jackson.
Oh, I'm so sick. Okay.
No, I went into a dark, deep hole.
Deshaun Watson in Washington. Wouldn't that just be the cat's meow? Get off me.
How about the Jets?
Oh,
Yeah,
seriously. I mean, everybody in New York is watching you right now, especially all your friends that are Giants fans. Can you say anything good about the New York Jets?
Listen, it's hard to say something bad about the New York Jets. Same boat as the Giants, a team that's really overachieving.
All right, that's enough about the Giants, but the Jets.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The Jets are also overachieving, so I'm going to give them credit at that point. So, and I'll definitely give them credit in the move they made this week, getting a new running back in basically overnight when they lost their starting one. Now, I mean, you get Hall out for the year, you call it the Jaguars, get Robinson right in, and you're right back ready to go again.
You know why that is?
A classy move.
Because they believe they can win. This team is not getting lucky. This New York Jet team
yeah,
is a really good football team. It really is, and they are going to continue to gel. It may not be this year, but I promise you, the Jets will be making a lot of noise in the upcoming years.
Well, I'd like to know what Drew thinks when the Bears trade for a 5th round pick. They trade Robert Quinn to
they got a 4th round pick.
Fourth round pick
to Philadelphia.
To Philadelphia. So as an NFC East divisional opponent of yours there, Drew, of the Giants, I mean, what do you guys think as far as the Eagles? The Eagles just reloading, continuing to stack it on, the rich get richer, or I mean, that's, you guys, the Giants, you're up the top of the NFC East, but you're looking at the backside of those Philadelphia Eagles right now.
Did you say backside?
I'm not going to do it.
You did, didn't you?
You already did it.
Off air.
Are you serious? Did you say backside?
I forgot he's got access to us. Sorry, guys.
Will you stop?
Is
that flagellance kicking?
It was that tzatziki sauce.
Tzatziki, opa.
Opa.
You're not allowed to say opa. You got to say wepa.
I got to say diva.
Diva. Stop it, Peter.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Actually, we're going to get to some comments live on the Over Under. By the way, thank you so much for tuning in. And you know what? Shame on me because I haven't even put up the phone number. We are taking
usually
phone calls
this phone's
live.
On fire by now.
It usually is. You can call 727-320-5866. It's 727-320 5866 if you have a comment for the Greek, Pete, Ray, or even Andrew. I guess you can call in, but I don't anticipate it really ringing today.
Are you kidding me? The size of the day balls that those Giants are rolling with these days? Everyone wants to talk Giants football, baby.
Stop.
Yes! Yes!
I love what he's
Troy
doing.
Polamalu says first. Troy Polamalu says Bucks suck. You know we're going to go there.
Oh, yeah.
You do know we're going to go there on this one. Facebook user, the Greek is in the house. You're damn right he is. Christopher Cole. Hey, Chris, good morning. Got to have faith in this team. Troy Polamalu says, for Halloween, I want to be Todd Bowles or Byron Leftwich because they are both clowns.
Yes, but you are the king clown, Mr. Bozo.
Troy Polamalu says, congratulations to Giselle for being one of the only people to take a ring away from Tom Brady.
Wow.
Oh, mic drop.
Drop of the day.
I actually I'll give him the Byron.
That one,
How about them Bucks, baby?
you got to give him a good one.
Yeah.
Christopher Cole
halfway to
says,
Eli.
is Denver that bad or what? You know, Chris, I'll be honest with you. I haven't turned on the game for a reason. I'm gonna actually rely on the people that are out there for scores.
Yeah.
I don't want
I was
to.
wondering why you
An
didn't have it on.
update. It's 10-0 Jacksonville over the Denver Broncos. And
Wow.
I feel like a lot of people, or a lot of fans out there, football fans in general, are just tired of seeing this team on national television. I mean, it's always a national game of the week. It's a primetime game. And they always, to the bed. Just saying.
Oh, they all shut the bed. I can hear it. Troy Polamalu says trade Devin White for Roquan Smith. Zero chance. I hope that happens. Why would the Chicago Bears want someone who gets bored?
Oh.
Well, not only gets bored, but he can't come off of blocks, gets eaten up by offensive linemen when he gets to the second level. I mean, that was a piss poor performance the other night versus the Baltimore Ravens, and it falls on Mr. Devin White, Mr. Board himself, Mr. Captain of this defense. And I tell you right now, we knew the challenge is coming in to stop the Baltimore Ravens, but when you give up 200 rushing yards, over 200 rushing yards, you're not going to win many games. And I think that's probably one of the most disappointing aspects of this Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense is if your staple is to stop the run, the Bucs have had no answer this year to do that.
Yeah, it's a shame what they've been doing.
Yeah.
It really is. Pete. I mean, Ray. Sorry, I'm so used to looking over and seeing, Petey.
No, I was going to go to a Halloween costume contest tomorrow night, but I can't make it. So the host was like, well, what would you have come as? I said, well, I'd have come as the Buccaneers offense. And she said, oh, that's ingenuity. I said, yeah, because I can't make it and the Bucs offense doesn't show up anyway. So, but I'm fine.
Yes!
You saw that one coming.
Flawless victory.
Did someone say coming?
Boom shakalaka! He's on
Oh,
fire!
Oh God! You got
I
any
had
more
to-
toys to play with?
That was the worst setup.
What? What? Wait, hold on.
What?
What?
Oh God, you're killing me. And someone says, "Ouch."
Ouch.
You know what? I got to throw a little love out to the 1252 guys. Today in beautiful Tinley Park at the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill 159. It's at 7537 West 159th. Chicago's very own Fred Hubner and
Yeah.
Fat Mike.
Yeah.
They're doing a live remote out there. You guys ought to go out there. And if you tell them Harry the Greek sent you, Fred and Mike are going to buy you your chicken wings and beer.
I was waiting for that.
Oh, yeah!
What are they going to do? I'm over here. I'm 1,200 miles away. Hi, Fred. How you like me now?
Yeah, that's right.
I know a
Exactly.
guy.
Yes!
Free beer and wings at the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill 159, right on Fred Hubner's tab and Fat Mike. Yeah.
Fat Mike's on a chair like Oprah Winfrey saying, you get one, and you get one, and they get one. It's a
Hell, the
party.
two of those together?
I'm surprised they're letting them back out in public together. I thought the restraining order said not till the end of the season.
No, that's only at the other place.
Flawless victory.
Tell me about it. Hey, guys, let's just jump right into this. 1 o'clock game. The Chicago Bears are at the Cowboys, not Cowgirls. How about this? 10.5-point underdogs for Chicago. Totals 43 points. Peter,
Yes.
what do you like in this game?
Not much.
You're such an ass
He
sometimes.
sounded real positive about
You
that.
you want to go to Texas?
I don't know what to think because I keep on saying the Bears don't have enough help, and then what they did to New England the other night was pretty.
Let's touch on that a little bit.
Jeez, you have to go there with
That's
touching
what
on
she-
it.
That's what she said.
Right, exactly. So,
That's what the song said.
yeah,
Yeah.
That was forgetting for that. I don't know how to call this game, honestly, to tell you the truth. Like, I don't know which team is going to show up. Is it going to be the Bears team the other night that, had defensive turnovers, Justin Fields, you saw the flashes of brilliance of him, or is it going to be the team that
I wouldn't go that far.
I don't know, honestly, to tell you the truth. I think I'm going to go to Texas on this.
And for those of you that don't know what Texas means, it means El Paso. There's a town there called El Paso. That means you do not play the game. Ray, what do you think?
I like Chicago on the money line.
On the money line, is that an upset special?
Nobody takes me seriously. And last week I took the Patriots and I said, because by association, I thought it would be the Bears and I wanted it to be the Bears. But I get it. Micah Parsons is whatever, JJ Watt 2.0, or is he the baby goat now? to TJ Watt being the GOAT. But they're in Dallas. A lot of pressure still on this team. Dak's coming back. The thumb continues to improve. But I'll tell you what, if the Chicago Bears team that showed up Monday night shows up there in Dallas with those planned quarterback runs and those RPOs and keeps Dallas on their feet enough, this Dallas defense can play stifle them just enough to get Dak out of his game. And if you can do that, then I think they got a shot.
You know what? That's a really good opinion. I tell you what, I have not picked the Chicago Bears. I can't tell you in how long. Oh, wait a minute. It was last week as the upset.
Yes, you did.
Did you know the Greek is 7 for 7 on anything over 5 points? And it was the first time that I took Chicago as a huge underdog, not a small underdog, but a huge underdog to go in there and actually win that game all year long. 7 for 7. We can start with week 1. If everybody remembers correctly, it was Pittsburgh. Yes! Pittsburgh against Cincinnati.
Yes, sir.
And we can just keep going on and on and on.
Yes!
This week, I'm not as confident that the Chicago Bears end up beating the Dallas Cowboys, but let me tell you how this actually becomes a football game. Micah Parsons, arguably one of the better middle linebackers in the entire National Football League, has one small problem. He's very good at rushing the passer. He's decent at stopping the run, but he has a problem when big guards get on top of him, as most linebackers would. I mean, because quite honestly, you're 100 pounds outweighed. He's not really good sideline to sideline. He cannot cover a receiver very well. I was talking off air one time with Andrew Davis about this, and that is the one deficiency in Micah Parsons' game. He does not cover the receiver or the tight ends really well at all.
Right.
But this is where Chicago may have a small advantage because of the success that they had with Justin Fields and the Chicago Bear offense last week against a really good defense in the New England Patriots.
Yeah, at New England, yeah.
And there were so many run plays. Look for a lot of those formations for Dallas to bite on early and often, and that may open up Chicago's passing game, because I don't care what anybody says. I do not respect the secondary for the Cowboys. They're not as good as what they are.
No, and I mean,
they really aren't.
Yeah, no,
they really aren't. But they got a really, really good front seven. So with that being said, a very small position on the Chicago Bears, not so much as winning the football game, but covering 10.5 points. I'm going to go ahead and go live to Andrew Davis. Andrew, what do you think in this game?
I'm agreeing with you at that point. That's way too many points to be giving Chicago after the game they had there against the Patriots. So hopefully they found something in the offense they can continue doing that kind of offense again, because it's been pretty boring to watch the Bears lately, to be honest with you. So, but I'm with you as far as also controlling Parsons. I mean, the big key is get Cole Kmet out there, get him in the middle, and force him to have to cover him in the middle.
Cole Kmet? Wow, that's
Yeah.
a bad word, because if Fat Mike heard you say that name, Fat Mike would say, quote unquote, he suffered in puppy shit.
Yeah, but I mean, that would be the recipe to do it. That would to cover up that, to open up that inside game. And the best way to beat Micah Parsons is to have him in backside pursuit.
Did you say backside again?
Just like Deshaun again. Yeah, no, but I mean, yeah, like you said, he'll cut.
That was front
he can
side.
rush.
That was front side. That was technically, he's right. It was front side.
Well, it was backside, then it went front side. When it went front side is when it got offensive.
Flawless victory.
Flawless victory.
There you go. All righty. Troy Polamalu says, in Greece, we say wepa. Hey. Hold on. So what do we say? In Greece?
Shitter!
That's what we say.
In Greece, what do we say? 1, 2, 3. Opa. That's what you say. It isn't wepa, you moron. Facebook user, Chicago by 3. Chicago is going to wear them down. I mean, I don't know about that. And Jeff Stassi, Jeff, deuces, brother. Thanks for what you do at the Bridgestone offices up there in Chicago. He's a big support staff. Jeff, thanks for tuning in. Bears ain't winning. I kind of agree with you, but they're going to give them a good game.
Yeah, I like the Cowboys in a close affair, but having Dak Prescott back last week, a lot of people are starting to get on board with it. But really, at the end of the day, the Cowboys, it's the defense that should be the story. And
okay, let's go back to the game then, because I wanted to ask you this: do you think Dak is going to have a better game than he had last week? That's the thing. Chicago's a very porous defense, but
I think they're going to try to run the ball, honestly, to take the pressure off of Dak. I think that's what their offense is all about. It's about
they run the football. They're in trouble in this game. I'm going to tell you that right now, because they will open up some passing lanes, because these receivers for Dallas, they're for real.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, just
they're
go back.
For real.
Go back to the Carolina Panthers 2 weeks ago. They get rid of Christian McCaffrey on Tuesday night or on Thursday night. And on Sunday, they come in with a combined running game, and they rush for almost 300 yards against the Bucs defense. And you get rid of Robert Quinn, trade him for that 4th round pick to Philadelphia this week. I'm not going to sit here and debate whether you took away a good piece of this defensive puzzle. At least he was filling in. But I'm saying you're giving the other 52 guys in the room a chance to say, hey, earn your job for next season. The world doesn't give us a shot. 10.5 points, Vegas says. What do you guys think? Because remember, at the end of the day, there's paid professionals on both sidelines.
Yeah.
So, you got to question momentum and also question their giddy up.
This is very, very,
It's
very true.
almost like Vegas is daring you to bet this. They want you to bet this. And at the end of the day, for me, I think it's a trap game. It could be a trap game simply because of that young secondary that's played out of their mind. Brisker with the one-handed interception. You have Kyler Gordon. I mean, you start to see what the Chicago Bear organization is really doing when it comes to drafting, especially that back end.
Yeah. As a Giants fan, I want to see what happens if Dak Prescott has a bad stretch in this game, because the fans are going to be calling for Cooper to come on back in. This is the first time he's actually had a legitimate competition for the job.
That's an absolute great point. And that's the thing. That's the reason why when you go with a Cooper Rush and he plays well, and if Dak starts to falter, then you're going to start to hear fans call out the most popular player on that team. And of course, that's the
But hold on, guys. Seriously. Do you really honestly think that Jerry Jones is ever going to get away from Dak Prescott? That's nice. Okay,
Yeah, that's
thank
good.
you.
She's on camera there. That's good.
She was kind of on camera.
You like that? That was a Deshaun Watson shot.
That's we're not talking about the backside. Nothing like a Jersey girl on the backside.
For $15, you go all the way around a training table.
That's 20 at least.
20?
Yeah. She's from Highlands, not Atlantic Highlands.
Why so serious?
He said it, not me.
Flawless victory.
Flawless victory.
Leaving Monmouth County alone. Come on now.
Little Monmouth County love there. They give lots of love in Monmouth County.
I mean,
You know what? Now you guys got me going.
Well,
I
my
stopped in a
head's-
Wawa. Okay, I stopped in a Wawa.
Oh,
For the people in Chicago, Wawa is a convenience store that sells gas.
It's
Okay?
also a place
They
where
make-
Bucks fans shop after last
They
Thursday's
make
game.
sandwiches
Wow.
there, the whole 9 yards. I know. But anyway, I stop in there. It's in the morning. It's a little chilly. I keep the car running. I get out of the car. Right? You guys here listening to this? I get out of the car. I walk inside, make the wife a cup of coffee, come back out, cop sitting out front.
mm-hmm.
He goes, "Excuse me, is this your car?" Kinda. It's a rent-a-car. Why? What can I do for you? Well, you can't read? Read what? I'm not loitering. He goes, "I don't give a shit about loitering." He says, "There's no idling in the state of New Jersey.
No idling.
No idling. You cannot let your car idle. It's a $250 ticket." I was like, "Oh, does that go well with your no paper bags?"
Oh.
I'm sorry, with your no plastic
or-
bags
Oh
too?
my
Or no-
God,
there's
who
laws.
the hell?
I mean, give me a
cares?
break. Are you serious?
No idling.
Yeah, just no idling. You
How
can't
about
idle.
you?
So you either have it in gear and you're ripping it, or it's off.
That's it.
How
You
about
can't.
you?
Oh, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Let's
How
go ahead and
about
get to.
you?
Will you
And-
stop it, Peter?
Hey, at least you got to sit in your car while they pump the gas.
Right, there you go.
That's
Exactly.
true.
The
No, but I wasn't pumping gas. Malaka, listen to me. I was going in to get a cup of coffee. It was chilly outside. The wife was cold and a little
First up,
hungover. I
it's-
felt
it's
bad
not-
for her.
It's not coffee, it's coffee.
Coffee. That's right.
Coffee.
And you can't say Taylor ham.
That was perfectly
You
timed.
Oh,
can't
come
ask
on.
for Taylor ham. There. It's got to be pork roll.
It's pork roll.
roll.
It's pork
It
roll.
is.
It's pork roll.
Jeez, these people
Taylor
down
ham.
here.
Taylor ham.
Well,
Taylor ham.
pork roll, egg,
Taylor
and
ham.
cheese, and a bagel, salt, pepper, ketchup. Come on.
It's all one word. Salt, pepper, ketchup.
Yeah,
Ketchup.
damn straight.
all
Flawless
one word.
victory.
Salt, pepper, ketchup. Salt, pepper, ketchup.
Jesus, Peter really loaded up on those sound effects this week.
I don't know, Peter. You got any more hiding in your pants there or what?
I love it.
hold on.
Boom shakalaka!
Hold
You
on,
know
we
what
got-
Peter reminds me of in all the
hold
sound
on.
effects?
We got
You
this.
remember when we were kids and there was that little
this.
round toy you had? Okay. Whoppa!
Hello.
Look at Andrew. Hey, keep going, Andrew. Do the dance.
Did you see our views drop to zero there? I guess
God,
they
that
don't
was
like
funny.
I don't
Anyway,
have
that
any
was
plates. I
pretty
got some
good.
paper. I got some plastic cups here. We'll break those. What the hell?
You got the plastico cups.
Red
I
Solo cup.
By the
I
way,
like
Broncos
that
scored a
kid.
touchdown. It's
Oh,
now
they did?
10-7 there in England over
Justin
at
Wilson
Wembley.
was doing all his stretches and
Is
everything
that their first of the year?
on the plane.
All right,
Yeah,
ladies.
high knee ups.
Maybe. It seems like it.
Yeah, like that's going to endear you the rest of your guys. They're all trying to catch a nap on the flight over, and there's Russell for 8 hours doing high knee ups up and down the aisle of the
Hey,
airplane.
baby. He got paid.
He got
He
paid.
got paid, all right.
Absolutely paid.
What I'm
Yeah,
wondering
and that's
is
what
when he was
counts.
doing that, was he doing it to Sierra type of music? Was he doing? Is that what he worked out to?
Nice.
Thank
Oh
you.
my God, you
Thank
guys are
No, if they're in an airplane going from Denver, it's got to be John Denver's Rocky Mountain High.
Rocky.
He's-
You can't do that.
He's got to be careful with Sierra. We know now that when a good quarterback leaves and goes to a second team, that's when they get divorced.
Oh,
That was a good one. Mic drop.
Man.
Back to the comments.
My ears are still ringing.
The man north of the border, the Red Rocket himself from the Canadians.
Eh?
Mr.
Hey.
Andrew Faubert. Hey, good morning, gents. Good morning to you.
hey.
So
Jeff Stassi says Quinn helped the D line tremendously. Him being gone will let Dak do whatever he wants because he will have all day to throw. Don't be too
Again,
sure about that.
I'm not sure about that because the depth that the Chicago Bears have drafted has really paid off, especially on that defensive line. You have Gibson, one of those kids there. I mean, they have plenty of kids on that defense that can get it done. So people saying, the Cowboys are just going to walk all over them. It doesn't seem like that's going to happen. We thought the same thing with the Patriots, and it didn't happen. So
Andrew Faubert also says Jerry will find a way to get rid of Dak. I don't know.
I don't think that's his decision at the end of the day. I think that comes down to Stephen Jones, and they paid him so much money. So I doubt it. I think you're right, Harry.
Every decision is his decision. It's Jerry's world.
Yeah.
It's Jerry's world.
Well, Peter, I'm watching. If you guys don't mind me interjecting here, I am watching the Jaguars and Broncos game, and man, Travis Etienne, they're handing that kid the ball, and he's getting to the corners.
How many is he getting at a click?
He looks like he's averaging about 25, 30. I've only seen 3 runs, but they're getting him to the corners. And the reason why I asked that is because do you not see, Peter, a Buccaneers team looking more for the rookie Rashid White, of course, the rookie out of Arizona State, and possibly using his speed to the corners as opposed to trying to run up the gaps behind our guards where we've been having so much, not having a lot of success running the ball.
No success at all. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It goes back to 2
Zero.
weeks ago when you go 4th and 1 and you run outside with Leonard Fournette, who's not elusive at all. In fact, he's more of a Mack truck than anything else. So I would expect him to run a Rashard White outside, hopefully.
All right, you guys finally opened it up and we finally went off the rails because we were going to talk gambling. I can't help it anymore. We're going to go right to the Buccaneers.
All right.
They don't have any snow crab in this Grant game. They've got no skin in the game, whatever you guys want to say. I'm just a Greek. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The running game that they should be utilizing more. Peter, you don't agree with it. Ray agrees with it. Half the people in the world don't agree with it. But when are we going to talk about the elephant in the room? Leonard Fournette came to camp 30 pounds heavy. Sorry.
Well, I mean, you can talk about that, or you could talk about the offensive line and all the
ladies and gentlemen, here comes a rant.
Well, I mean, again, everybody wants to talk about Leonard Fournette and his weight, fat Fournette, whatever else. But at the end of the day, it comes down to that offensive line providing those necessary holes consistently. And as I talked about in the offseason, Rob Gronkowski was a major loss to this team, not only because he's an inline blocker for your passing game and a pass-catching threat, but also because he provides help on that offensive line, that physicality that this line does not have. So you could talk about all day long how you want to run the ball with Leonard Fournette or Rashard White, but if your offensive line is not consistent enough to open up those holes, you have no running game, and consequently, that's what the Bucs have right now.
Ray?
I 100% agree. It hasn't been that all of a sudden these plays that worked for 2 years, they don't work anymore because they were keeping Tom, it's not so much as Brady, his pocket's been so bad this season, but the few times that the pocket has stood stout, it seems Tom's already bailing out because he realizes he doesn't want to take a Tua hit. He doesn't want to take a hit like that, especially not with the real life shit that's going on right now. And so, you're seeing that, and open up the running game, and all it's going to do, Peter, is going to build confidence for the rest of the guys too. Oh, we can average, and we were doing it a little bit in the first quarter there. It's how we had success on that first quarter touchdown drive there this last Thursday night. We were utilizing that run, but it's just that then we go back to third quarter, we revert back to the inside trap or the run delays, and they're losing it because the defenses are stacking the box. So attack the corners, soften up that defense, build confidence, and then go to it for it, boys.
Andrew, any opinion on that or no?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Bucs offense overall is just old, and I don't mean just Brady. I mean, it's just at the point now where they're running an old school system where they're running it up the gut, and like you guys mentioned a minute ago, run it to the outside. When you do that, the slant routes open up in the middle and everything for the passing game and all. It's just they're running a 90s offense basically.
No, you see, I don't agree with that because they didn't turn the shit overnight, and I'm going to explain to that. I mean, it's a really, really valid point by all three. let me go ahead and talk about this for all the people out there that keep saying Tom Brady's done. Tom Brady's done. Tom Brady's done. He's leading the National Football League in passing. He's got 10 touchdowns and 1 interception. Tom Brady ain't done. He may not have the magic that he once had. The elephant in the room is this. Their offensive line sucks. Look in the camera. Yep. They suck. It's horrible, horrible offensive line play. Sorry. He's just smart enough to duck down. Yes, you get garbage points at the end of the game. Yes, he's taken some of the fewest amount of sacks, but I don't want to know the statistic on how many times he's getting hit.
Well,
how many times he's getting the pressure coming up in his face?
He's getting hit, but he's also missing throws when he does have the time because he doesn't have the confidence anymore.
Right.
Because he is so gun shy. And just an example of this, and Ray mentioned it, before halftime, he has Chris Godwin going across, and if he waits a couple extra seconds there to hit Godwin, he's wide open on that sideline for a big-time play. But instead, he decides to throw the ball away. Timing is messed up, and basically you're punting at that juncture. So it does come down to confidence with his offensive line, and it does come down to if he wants to be, hit, and he's been hit a lot. He's been pressured a lot. It doesn't show on the stat sheet with the stats, excuse me.
But for you to say.
Right, exactly.
Stacks and sacks.
Right, exactly. And it's happened, this year with the pressure getting into his face. When that pressure gets into his face, then again, it rushes his timing. So I think that's also a part of it. And then at the end of the day, they expected, Julio Jones to come in and be that third wide receiving option. And he's not been that third wide receiving option because he's been hurt. They expected Akeem Hicks to come in and solidify that run defense. He has been hurt. You have Logan Ryan, who is starting to come on. He's been hurt. Keanu Neal has been a bust. So all the players that they expect, the name players, Kyle Rudolph, has been disappointing. All of them that they got out of free agency have not worked out. So this is what you got right now. You do have an older offense being ran, and this is why I want BA back to the offensive controls, because he would be not only a coach that would be able to make second half adjustments, which is the reason why he's two-time coach of the year in the National Football League in his career, but also he would be able to light a fire under these players' asses. That's what this team is missing right now. They're missing the urgency. They had that in the first quarter, and for all intents purposes, they basically decided to take their foot off the pedal and do exactly what they've been doing, and that's the reason why they lost against Baltimore the other night. And then on top of it, people want to talk about the defense giving up over 200 yards of rushing. Well, if your offense is able to, have some consistency and have those drives more than 3 and out instead of 3 and out and punt, then your defense would be in a better place, and they're not.
Well, and Peter, I'm glad you talked about it.
Ray, I'm going to let you go next. Peter, I'm going to go after him, and we're going to move on.
I was going to transition because I was going to ask Andrew that's what we're seeing with this 2022 New York Giants team under Brian Daboll now, is that with the Buccaneers, with Tom Brady not ready for when that pocket does hold up. And then we see the receivers. I'm not going to just call out Mike Evans. That was just that football must have looked so huge 2 weeks ago there in Carolina. He drops that 60-yard touchdown pass. It happens.
That happens.
But the thing is now on the flip side is with the New York Giants, what you're seeing is that everyone in the room is like, wow, with Danny Dimes, we have a shot with Saquon Barkley rushing at the clip he's rushing. We have a good chance. You're getting your guys pumped up in that room. It almost, for me, it seems like it's the antithesis, if you will, of what's happening in Tampa Bay. The players in New York are gaining all that confidence, whereas in Tampa Bay, a lot of times this season, they've kind of lost that confidence. And when you start to lose that confidence, then you need a lot of things to go right just to have the small successes.
Yep. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pile up on top of that. Peter, with all due respect, you're one of the best in the business.
Thank you.
You know how to read things, and I know you're a huge fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Sure.
But I have to disagree with one thing.
What's that?
No, you didn't.
VA?
Yep. Yes, Bruce Arians has a lot more credentials, many more credentials than Todd Bowles ever has, probably ever will have. In my opinion, and for these reasons only, they would have one less win. This team doesn't want to run the football. BA doesn't believe in running the football. And you are correct. He can light a fire up under players' asses. But when you have marquee players like a Devin White say, we were bored, trust me, there's a lot of players on this team that are feeling the same way.
That's not happening.
That's
not happening under BA's leadership. You've never heard that.
But there is something different about BA's leadership that people don't realize. They don't have the horses or the hosses up on that offensive line. You can motivate all you want. You want this team to win, and I'm going to look into this camera, and you better start winning ugly. You better start winning Chicago type of football, New York Giant type of football. Run this ball. Build that continuity up. Look what's happening in Chicago and how much better that subpar offensive line is getting. If you remember correctly, I said this, it was almost as bad as Chicago's offensive line 3 weeks ago. I'm going to tell you right now, it's worse because the Chicago Bears line is learning how to run that football and push him. Now they're giving him a little bit more time. Tom Brady just needs a little bit more time. 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, leading the league in passing. He doesn't need to be. He's taking unnecessary shots. Run the damn football.
Well,
and you know what's really good about this? And I'm gonna leave it at this, Pete. There's a lot of time left. It's a horse crap division. They're going to probably end up winning it. It all depends on what happens this coming week. They got another stretch of tough games, but those are games they can win. And never once did I think that they were going to lose to the Baltimore Ravens. I didn't. Not in their own house. Not in their own house.
You got to make
it wasn't going to happen
this week, and we'll see what they do at the trading deadline. Report is from Ian Rappaport that Sean Murphy Bunting could be on the trading block. I don't know what you get for him because you see the potential just a couple of years ago in the postseason, what he can do. But he's definitely fallen out of favor, it seems like, with this organization. At the end of the day, though, the offensive line troubles wouldn't be happening if you're not starting a rookie over and over again, and he seems to be struggling. If BA were on this coaching staff, he would be replaced already. Furthermore, the reason why you have BA on this coaching staff is because he called out Tom Brady, and everybody was up in arms. Well, how can you call out Tom Brady? Well, that's the reason why you got what you got right now, possibly because maybe some of these players saw what Tom Brady did during the offseason, has done during the season, and now they've kind of like lost respect for Brady because this team
that could be. But then again, there's not an owner in the National Football League that's going to hold the coach over Tom Brady. And you and I both know, and everybody in this panel knows that Tom Brady had something to do with Bruce Arians not being the head football coach.
I agree
because
with
if it was truly his wife that wanted him to be home more, and I'm not talking about Giselle, I'm talking about Miss Arians,
right?
To spend more time with the family and to retire, he would not even be in the office. He would have nothing to do with football other than sitting on his couch, drinking a cold one, and watching his team. But having Bruce Arians on that sideline, you don't know who the hell the boss is. I'm sorry, that's the way I feel.
No, you do. You do know who the boss is. It was BA. It was BA last year, and it was BA the year before. And I tell you why you do.
And it's still BA.
It's too many cooks.
According to Todd Bowles, it's still BA.
Not BA. It's Todd Bowles. It's Byron Leftwich. This is and it's Tom Brady. And at the end of the day, maybe the greatness of Tom Brady has been, it's all Tom Brady. Maybe it wasn't, guys. Maybe Bill Belichick kept him in check. Maybe BA kept him in check, and that's the reason why. Because everybody wants to put the play calling on Byron Leftwich, but this is also on Tom Brady. At the end of the day, he's not playing up to snuff. And you can talk about how he gets all the pub, but you can also talk about how he needs to get the criticism for this offense's decline. So maybe in the grand scheme of things, you need a BA, a mediator, if you will, or somebody to say, shut the hell up, or I'm taking my red pen and marking this out. Because that's the reason why the game plans and this team was scoring 30 over 31 points last year. Now, what are they scoring? 16 to what do they score? 22 the other night? I mean,
you get one head coach, though. You can't have too many voices. If anything, he needs to step away and let them either succeed without him.
Preach on, Andrew.
Or go ahead and take the job back over. You can't have it both ways.
I don't think there's one. I think there is one voice. It's Todd Bowles. It's actually Tom Brady. That's the voice. And that's the problem. Everybody's like, well, Tom Brady's the greatest of all time, so he can't do any wrong. He is doing wrong. He's playing at a bad level right now. This offense is struggling. And if you're going to give him all the pub in the grand scheme of things with Tom Brady, you also have to give him the criticism. That's the reason why this offense is faltering. How come with this team, when they're doing well and they're scoring lots of points, wait, Tom Brady's a genius. But when this team doesn't do well, it's Byron Leftwich. No, it's Tom Brady. He's still calling the plays. The difference was BA was that middle road, if you will, telling Brady, saying to Brady or saying to Leftwich, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work for our offense. That's what's missing from this team right now. When everybody wants to say, well, there's too many voices in that room. No, there's not enough voices in that room. That's why there's no urgency. BA were coaching this, there would be urgency. There's not. It's Todd Bowles, it's Byron Leftwich, and it's Tom Brady. That's the reason why this team.
I got to tell you, though, twice against the Panthers, once the week before, and we saw it again against the Ravens, but twice against the Panthers that we had the ball. It was inside the opponents, inside the Panthers 20-yard line. It was 4th and 10 twice, and twice they gave us 5 yards on each. One was a neutral zone infraction. The other one was like a holding. And the difference for me is that, and this is when we're down 14-3 and we end up kicking that field goal. The difference for me is that BA would have ran the offense back out there because he said, oh, you guys are going to do that. We're going to flip the script. We're not going to go for 3. We're going to go put for 7. And at the end of the day, if we don't get it, I still trust my defense inside your 10-yard line that we can stop you and still make it happen. Whereas I'm not trying to say it's an offensive coach versus a defensive coach, but we're seeing with the Buccaneers this year, there's been 3 or 4 times where they've went for field goals when I think they should have for touchdowns.
It's absolutely what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's all philosophy at the end of the day. The guy would rather punt instead of going for it and having confidence in his offense. That's on Todd Bowles. And when anybody says, well, BA is still in the air, where? He's not on the sideline.
No.
He's not a part of the organization. He's a consultant, but he needs to be. That's the kind of change the Glazers need to make for this team to be successful. And if they don't make that change, you're going to continue to have what you have right now. That's why players.
Home. He needs to go home.
Why needs to go home? He's a coach.
He got too many voices.
He's a 2-time coach of the year. He won a Super Bowl. The only reason why he's not on
coach.
Then the only reason
that good of a
he's not on
coach,
the sideline is because the quarterback, the prima donna quarterback, who's playing shitty right now. Okay.
Let me ask you this though.
Okay.
How long has Tom Brady been a quarterback for now? What, 20 years?
23
Since
years.
the 50s.
Okay.
So, and he's gotten a lot of accolades, done very well over that time frame. Now, how long has Todd Bowles been a head coach for?
Okay.
What has he done?
So that's my point right there. You're talking about, well, this team's
no, but you're asking why Brady gets all the accolades and none of the blame. The only thing that changed is the coach.
Right, the coach changed. You're making my point. If
and the offensive line.
And the offensive line. Let's just talk about the offensive line. And Chris Bradley having a torn ACL.
Brady's definitely hearing footsteps. I mean, that's always been the key to beating Brady is he doesn't want to get his pretty face beat up. Which, of course, now that he's back on the single block again, he's trying to pick up girls in Ybor.
Well, the point is, at the end of the day,
wingman.
The point is,
what
this team is missing right now is that fire. What this team is missing right now is that urgency. So everybody wanted to say, well, BA needs to go home and let Todd Bowles run it. He's not doing a good job of it. He's not. What? If BA were on this team right now, this team would be in better shape. They would have more wins, and I disagree. I think they would be better off place at this juncture.
Are you saying the man that has absolutely no energy still has no energy? I'm in shock.
Hey,
Todd
Andrew,
Bowles
you talk about
to get him excited. Like he was that way with the Jets. He was a boring coach then.
You know what? I tell everybody right here, just go make some God blessed avocado toast. We are moving on. We are moving on.
I can go for some avocado toast. Actually,
sounds good. Really, yeah.
All righty. Raiders are at the New Orleans Saints. I actually kind of like this game. The Raiders are -1. New Orleans with who at quarterback? The Red Rocket himself. And we're not talking about Andrew Faubert.
No, but I mean, if it's in New Orleans, it's always going to come back to that defense, and that Dennis Allen defense is going to figure out a way to play.
Defense, correct? Right?
Defense.
49 is the total. 49 points. Andrew, what do you think of this? Do you like New Orleans to cover the one, the Raiders to lay the one, or do you like the over under 49, or do you want to go to Texas, which means what?
I'll say this: if I had to pick, you're forcing me to pick. I'm picking the Raiders, but I'm in Texas while I'm picking it.
Peter,
is legalized gambling?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. If I'm going to pick a team, it's going to be the Raiders. They should win this game, but as we know, the Saints defense is tough. They always, they give teams a run for their money. So I definitely like the Raiders, but if I had to pick, I'd probably go to Texas on this also.
Okay, Tampa Bay Ray.
I'm going to go under. I'm going to bet the under in this one.
That's smart, man. Raiders, Jonathan Abrams, Devontae Adams, Tashawn Bauer, Divine Diablo, Mac Hollins, DJ Turner, Darren Waller. They're all questionable. Doesn't mean they're not playing. They're questionable. For the Saints, Slant Master himself, Mr. Who?
Michael Thomas.
You got a Jarvis Landry. So they're 2 wide receivers. Yep. They're 1 and 2 are out.
Huh?
That's why I'm going Raiders.
Period. Marshawn Lattimore. See ya. Out.
Well, that's a
Juwan
good
Johnson. David, I can't pronounce his name. Anyemeta. They're questionable.
God bless you.
I know, me too, buddy. God bless me too. I understand it. I'd love to take the Raiders here -1, and I might have a small position on it. But Ray, I'm with you on this one. I love the under. This is one of the picks the Greeks given out today. It's going to be the under in this game, under 49. Let's move on to the next game. Pittsburgh, with or without Mitchell Trubisky. They're getting 11 plus points at Philadelphia, and the total's 43. Not a real high over-under at all. Ray, I'm going to start with you. Who do you like and why?
I'm taking Philly to cover in the over in this game. I think this Philly, this team, this is the Nick Sirianni is going to say, okay, you guys are undefeated. It's time to go out and show the world. He's not going to play a close to the vest game like a defensive-minded Todd Bowles. I hate to keep doing that, but I really think that, I'd go over in the Eagles in this game. I like them.
You like them? Little Pete.
I got you, little Pete. I like Philly in this game to blow the doors off of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You're just bitter.
No, it's not bitter.
You're just bitter.
Defensively, they didn't take TJ Watt off the IR. They have played well. They played very well for Mike Tomlin, but this Philly team right now is a buzzsaw. I like them with 11, and I like it big.
Andrew.
He likes
So,
it big.
Obviously, I think we
likes
all
it
know
big,
the
too.
Eagles will win the game there. I'm picking the Steelers, obviously, to beat the spread. There's too many points to be given them. I'm definitely going over, and I'm hoping for half the Eagles players to get hurt in the game.
That's a Giants fan right there.
And that's a true Giants fan.
Tell
And
us
two
how you
giant
really
goofballs.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's
he
go.
lives in Clearwater, Florida. He's from Monmouth County, Jersey.
Joycey.
Nice.
Jersey.
New Jersey.
What do I like in this game? Not much. Really, truly, not much. For the Steelers, quarterback Levi Wallace, his shoulder, Larry Ogunjobi, knee, and Chris Boswell, groin. Defensive back Josh Jackson. They are out. That's huge not having Chris Boswell in this game. And guess how many injuries, gentlemen, that the Eagles have?
Zero.
Zero.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're
healthy
a team
team.
right
Zero.
now that's
Very
made
small
great.
position the Greeks given. You take Pittsburgh plus the points. It's a battle of Pennsylvania. Next game, the Miami Dolphins are traveling to the Detroit Lions of the old NFC North. Miami's only a 3.5-point favorite. Ladies and gentlemen, someone's got to figure out why, because this team really hasn't been playing all that well as of late. They got a ton of injuries from before. Not really sure what it is. I'm going to look it up right now. And the total is 51.5. I am going to start with Mr. Andrew. Who do you like and why?
I got to think the Dolphins in this game really aren't getting the respect I think they deserve. I mean, the Lions played pitiful against the Cowboys and all. That's just, they look real bad. I think 3.5 is not enough points to be given at that point. So I'm really going for the Dolphins to win big.
Perfect. But I just have one question. I'll let you follow up with it. Was it that the Detroit Lions looked that pitiful? Because Dallas wasn't lightening it up either. So was Detroit's defense actually getting better, or both things shitty? Which one was it?
They have nowhere to go but up. I mean, considering how the hell they've been playing lately. I mean, there were 4 games in talking about firing Aaron Glenn already. I mean,
Yikes.
I like Detroit to play gritty at home. I keep saying, this is gonna be the team we saw in Hard Knocks. Gritty, and how much of Dan Campbell's stuff really is working at this point. But his team they can get gritty. So this is the kind of game at Detroit there at Ford Motor.
Texas, you like it? You like Detroit? You like Miami? What is it?
I like Miami.
Do you really?
Yeah, I like
3.5.
Miami.
Fantastic, Peter Blake.
Yeah, I think I like the Lions in this game.
That's enough of him. Off with his head. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Why? Seriously, I mean, I kind of go with what Ray has said. When are we going to see this team finally do it? And I think maybe this could be an upset today over the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
They're still a little bit banged up. It's 3 at this point, so I don't expect the Miami Dolphins to blow them out. So go Detroit with an upset.
Oh, wow. God, I'm going to Texas in this game, ladies and gentlemen. It is Texas. I got to see what's going to be happening with Tua. I don't know what Detroit Lion team is going to be playing. Sorry, Alex Loosemore. Your Lions still suck. Anyway, back to the comments.
Yikes.
Andrew Faubert says, Wawa, that's a town in Canada. So is Regina with an R.
Yes!
And I think it's not too far away from them, actually.
Flawless victory.
Troy Palomalu says, shout out to Wawa. Andrew Faubert says, in New Jersey, what about winter? Cheryl Simber says, want a little cheese with that wine, Harry? Hi, Cheryl. Nice to see you again. Cheryl's also a Jersey herself. I haven't seen Cheryl in quite a few years. Facebook user says, gives me the little thumbs up.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Tony Williams says, great to see you all today. Bears win by 5. That's in another zip code. Troy Palomalu says, everyone is leaving Chicago because no one believes in that awful quarterback, Justin Fields.
Here we go.
Shut up!
Andrew Faubert says, I was wondering what Ray was doing, laughing out loud. Troy Palomalu says, Fournette is overrated. Doug Martin is better.
Hold on.
Tony Well, he kind of is because of the half shirt.
Hello.
One question, Peter, because he wanted Leftwich as a head coach. I do remember that.
I mean, you can question me all day long, but he was a part of an offense the last couple of
They
years.
have 0
here
wins.
Hold
I'm
on.
kidding. Listen, I'm trolling you a little bit too.
Yeah, that's
okay,
all right.
sorry.
That's all right. I mean, I look at statistics and numbers, Troy. I mean, you're just a troll. You're just a troll bag. That's all you are.
But he loves you, Peter. Otherwise, he wouldn't be
I know.
tuning in.
He's a
And we
troll bag.
appreciate you, Troy.
Hey,
If
Pete.
you think Doug Martin is better than Leonard Fournette, you're an idiot.
Hey,
So-
Pete, do you have that Todd Bowles sizzle reel? That Todd Bowles where he gets all pumped up and sizzles?
No, I don't. I don't.
Oh,
have-
because Todd Bowles doesn't have a sizzle reel. That's the thing with Byron
Right.
Leftwich. You know, at least
Right, and you
would
give
feel
him
like
the
he'd
benefit
have-
of the doubt because Todd Bowles had the New York Jets just in the season at the end of the day because of the talent. But what he's doing right now, what has been put, and the worst part about it, guys, is not the offense, it's the defense. The defense is taking a step back, whether you want to blame injuries or not. There's no creative emphasis, if you will, on this defense getting after the pass rusher or after the quarterback. The pass rushers are not, going consistently after the quarterback enough. They're not stopping the run. You lose JPP, you lose Sue. Where's Vea? Where's Devin White? Where's your leaders on this defense? And especially,
He's bored. He's hanging out with his homeboys. He's bored.
Why
Let's
don't
move on.
we ask Robert Saleh if you need talent to win in New York? Just saying.
Well, I mean, that's what it comes down
Christopher
to.
Cole says if Carolina the Saints win,
Right.
we'll have a 4-way tie in the division. And you know what? I'm going to love it because it's going to come down to the bitter end. May the best team win.
I think both of those teams have a chance to lose today, to tell you the truth, Christopher.
Troy Polamalu says Bunton. Yep.
It's bunting, not bunting.
Bunton.
Tony Williams, how do you feel about the Quinn trade? Great question. I'll be honest with you. On the other end of his career, they got a 4th-round pick. They could have gotten as high as a 2nd-round pick, but what Chicago did was they unloaded that entire salary. That's $18 million. That's over $140 million next year. They're going to be, ladies and gentlemen, they could buy a playoffs, if not a Super Bowl next year because of all that cap space. But I hope they don't do it that way. I hope they just build it through the draft. Troy Polamalu says, Bowles is so boring. Dude has no energy, no personality, and no fire in him. He belongs in the library as an assistant. I will have to agree with you with that.
He'd
He's
be great in
not
one of those
a very
videos.
exciting individual.
They're
But you know
just-
what? Nothing personal. Neither was
Right.
Lovie Smith.
Right. Right. One of those videos that helps you fall asleep at night, like you listen to when you're having trouble.
Right.
The ambient sounds.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Todd Bowles for pregame speech.
Insomnia
fellas.
cure. Todd
Christopher
Bowles.
Cole says, Sean Payton,
There
anyone?
we go.
Laughing out loud. Tampa could only wish to have him. That would never
possible.
happen, though.
He won't go there.
Possible.
Nah.
That next
Tom
year, that's
Banner
a
says,
bad
free
scenario.
Griner. You are so bad, Tom. Thanks for tuning
I
in.
thought he
bud.
said he's on Grinder. I didn't.
No,
so
he's
he
on
said
Tinder.
free
Wow.
Griner.
I've
Uh-oh.
seen
Hold on a
Tom
sec.
Banner swipe left. Hey, Tom, which one is this? Swipe left or right? I don't know which one it is.
But going back to the whole Todd Bowles thing, there's always
There we go.
look.
we
Here we
got him
go,
going.
right back.
We got him going. We got him going.
What's the weather like there today? Speaking of the weather, Todd Bowles told me.
Well, I mean, it's just coaches are better assistants and coordinators
Yeah.
than they are head coaches, and that's what it comes down to. And if you look at the emphasis in the National Football League right now, it's on offensive-minded coaches. Consequently, the Bears have a defensive-minded coach, which it's kind of worked out to a certain degree. But the Bears have the Bucks have a defensive-minded coach, and that necessarily has not worked out to a certain degree. So I don't know. I
think at week 8 though, and I could put the kid to bed on this one. I think that if Ryan Jensen doesn't get hurt, let's go farther back and say Alan Marpet doesn't retire.
Further back.
This team would be undefeated right now.
What?
They would have.
I mean,
Yes, they
what?
could. They
You
could be.
lose-
They have not gotten blown. I mean,
Ray.
Kansas City
Pro
pulled up and then.
Bowlers? You
Right.
lose 2 Pro Bowlers? Yeah, absolutely.
Gentlemen, what's the rules in the show? Puff, puff, pass.
The thing is that Todd Bowles takes over this team, and right from the get-go, we were like, "Hey, Brady and Byron are going to keep the offensive side great. Bowles is going to do his rock solid
Andrew,
on the
catch.
defensive side."
What's the next
But-
comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bowles is the type of guy that if he got on fire with his family inside, he would call 911 with a calm, boring voice.
I'm not going to. I'm going
You
El
know
Paso
what?
on that
Always
one.
say
El
this.
Paso. Guys,
Shut up!
we got a lot to cover and very little
Let's
time to
do
do it
this.
because you know why?
Why?
Live at the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill at 10:30 Central Time in Tinley Park, 7537 159th Street. Don't forget to go out there and see Chicago's very own Fred Hubner and Mr. Fat Mike himself. All right, moving on to the next game real quick because we have very little bit of time left and we got a lot to cover. Arizona at Minnesota, right around the corner. The Greek loves the over 48 in this game. Ray.
And Minnesota's favored by what, 3?
Minnesota's favored by 3.5 points.
Oh, I like the Cardinals to cover.
Wow.
And I like the over.
How about it, right, Peter?
Over. And I like
Over.
Minnesota in this game.
Andrew.
I got the Vikings and I got the over, and I wouldn't touch it. I'd be in Texas if possible.
Okay, and I'm not touching either one of the two sides here because Minnesota can't play defense. Arizona needs this win. This game is definitely going over. It's one of my top picks. And
Call
Mr.
of Duty
Bandit
still
actually
new.
agrees too.
There you go.
Call
man.
of Duty still new. Call of Duty.
Oh,
The
Call of
New
Duty
Eng-
drop.
New England Patriots are -3 at the New York Jets. -3 at the Jets.
Jets, Jets.
Peter, what do you like there?
I like the Jets in this game. The trade with James Robinson, they're not going to miss a
Yep.
beat. They only gave up a 5th-round pick for a
Come
running
over here.
back.
We got a fellow G-man guy. No, we get over here in the middle. They can only see you.
Gotta
Look
see
at
the
this.
Giants
Look at
shirt.
this.
There we
There's a
go.
big old
There
huge
we
Giants
go.
shirt.
Yeah.
You see him?
Giants.
G-Men. G-Men.
He's a G-man guy.
Want to talk about
G-Man.
day balls? This guy right here.
They were-
Put your earphones on. You don't need all that earphones. Go grab the refreshments are right in there.
Go with the Jets in this game.
Go with the Jets in this game. How about you, Andrew?
I'm definitely going with the Jets. I mean,
Okay.
they gave up
Jets.
too many
The Greek
points
is
to the Bears.
7 for 7 in upsets. I'm giving 2 this week. The New York Jets are catching 3 points. New England, night, termite. Belichick, good luck holding on to your job this year. The Jets will beat you today, and they're going to beat you big. Take them on the money line. Don't be afraid. Tennessee at Houston. It's a pick'em game.
What?
Disrespect. The disrespect is real.
Really? To disrespect love you like that. Only kidding. Houston and Tennessee is a pick'em game. Peter, any opinions?
El Paso, but Ryan Tannehill's not playing in this game. The rookie Malik Willis is starting, so we'll see how that works out because supposedly he is their future. And of course, we know Houston always plays Tennessee well, so this could be a close game. Could come down to a field goal. I feel like I'm going to El Paso on it.
You said Malik Willis is starting this game?
Yeah.
Wow, I'd still go under. I'd obviously go under even with Tannehill at quarterback in this game.
39.5.
Woof.
They are begging you to bet the over. Ray, you are on the correct point there. You
Yeah.
really are.
I mean, that's
When
gonna
they
be-
rule of thumb, if it's under 40,
yeah,
under 40,
right.
they're begging you to bet the over. You're always supposed to bet the under.
Then
Always.
I'm there.
Andrew,
The disrespect, man. The Titans are going to crush the Texans. I'm telling you right now. They're going to absolutely crush them. I'm going
38 to
over.
nothing.
off with his head.
38 nothing.
I'm kidding.
I'm telling you, they're going to win.
The Greeks telling everybody to go to Texas in this game means El Paso, but play the second half because I got a funny feeling my boy, Mr. Davis Mills, is going to have a decent game.
got a feeling.
The New York Football Giants are at the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's 3-point favorites. We don't need to go to you because we already know who you like in that game. Peter.
Can they continue to do what they're doing? I like Seattle on the upside. I like
You
Seattle.
like Seattle? No, Seattle, it's not an upset. They're favorite, but that's okay. He likes
I
the
like
Seattle to
Seattle.
win by 3. How about you?
I like Seattle.
Who's their receivers?
Who cares?
Like
All out.
anytime the Bucks play Seattle next week in Germany, the 9:00 Germany game. So I just root for the team that usually they're playing against, the Seattle Seahawks this week, being the Giants, to just beat the crap out of them. I think that as much as I say the Philadelphia Eagles feel like a team of destiny, I see these Giants getting better week by week. They didn't have a complete rebuild going on here. I mean, they had a team. They were putting Joe Judge wasn't the coach. I still like the Giants. It's going to be a great game, but I'm going to go to El Paso just so I can enjoy watching the Giants beat the Seahawks.
Absolutely. Harry the Greek's going to give you another upset. It's the second one of the week. Let's just see if I can keep that streak going. The New York Giants will keep that mo. They are getting 3 points. Don't even bother taking them. Seattle's playing really good football. And Geno Smith? What?
What?
Are you kidding me?
What? Gino
football. I am now a quarterback, Smith.
Gino, you might mistake me. Gino, a lot of people wrote stories, or a lot of people calling, and I'm not calling back.
Listen, Seattle jumps out to an early lead. The New York Giants defense is going to be too stifling for them. They're going to get to Geno Smith. The Giants are going to end up winning.
It's a Saquon
They're not
factor.
going to win big, in my opinion, but they are going to win this game because the Giants don't know how to blow anybody out yet.
Normal Giants game.
Washington at Indianapolis. Indianapolis is -3 with whatever quarterback is playing, a 4th rounder that's a rookie. The total's 40 points. Anybody have an opinion on this game? Raise your hand.
Ron Rivera's team. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, Drew.
I got the Commanders to win big. I think they got the better quarterback now that Wentz is out of the games finally. I think that starting a 6th-round pick that's never played in the NFL before is a scary proposition. So I think the Commanders will win. I think I got the over on this as well. Actually, I think they're not enough points.
It's total 40. Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, over on this game, and I definitely like the Commanders in this game.
Ray.
Yeah, like I was saying, Ron Rivera's team is starting to show a little bit of life, and you got the Heine guy against Sam Ellinger, who's going to probably take some lumps today with that Washington defense. I like Washington, and I like the under.
Have a beer for me, guys. Stay away from this game. Go to Texas, El Paso. Do not like this game whatsoever. Seriously, you couldn't sneak it up as much of a stinker as this one. You want to fall asleep because you're tired? Watch this game. You're guaranteed to fall asleep. But stay away from this game. San Francisco at the Rams. Get this. The 49ers who's owned this team. Absolutely owned them. It's a pick'em game and the total's 42. I'm going to go first in this game. There's zero chance. Zero. You're going to see me bet in this game. Can't stand it. Don't want to see it. Matthew Stafford, you might be looking for another team. The LA Rams, I think you're done. Absolutely. Ray?
Well, Frisco at LA Rams, so it's a Frisco home game.
Yes.
So we always like that narrative. I minute got McCaffrey last week. I thought they locked it down, but then they lose last week. This week they get McCaffrey a little more involved. I like the 49ers to continue owning the Rams there in the NFC West.
Petey.
Yeah, I agree. I bet on the 49ers in this game because the Rams have shown me nothing to where they're going to beat the 49ers. So I like the 49ers to dominate this game and win this game because of the series and how they've dominated the Rams.
Drew.
This Texas for me. I mean, I think Deebo Samuel's out for the game, I believe. McCaffrey's still learning the offense, so I wouldn't go near this one.
Perfect. Green Bay at Buffalo. Oh, how about this?
Don't you just love it?
Yes!
Oh, God, I could get up and show everybody the VIG and do the happy dance with a half shirt on.
Aaron Rodgers is going to drop some ayahuasca before this game. He's going to be tripping out before halftime.
No, you don't understand. Yes! Hang on.
Serious.
I'm not going to do it.
No, you can't do it.
I can't do it.
But you know what's funny? Aaron, hold on, guys.
What's your name?
No sound effects. RELAX.
Relax.
You know what that spells? Loser.
No, it
Loser.
Wait, hold on a minute. What
And it
school did you go
feels
to?
so good, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it does.
How about this? Buffalo is an 11.5-point favorite now. 11.5-point favorite. Peter, 30 seconds or left. Who do you like here and why? They're in Buffalo.
Buffalo all day long, and I hope it's a blowout. I honestly do.
I know. We can hope that. Drew.
I'm hoping for a blowout because I hate Rodgers, but I think the Packers will beat the spread.
Tampa Bay Ray.
Where are they at in Tingley Park?
Yeah, somewhere up there.
You got to wonder if the Bears fans they're watching
They're
this on
Bills
1252
Mafia, baby.
Sports. Yeah, whistling. Just loving the. What did you like more, the Bears to win by 3 or just to watch Aaron Rodgers get his ass beat? I think it's a close call. I think that it's going to be fantastic watching this game.
What?
Go Patriots. Go Bills.
What?
Yeah, Bills. One of the two. One of the two.
Whatever.
I hate to tell you this. I really, really sincerely pray and hope that they get blown out. But it's pretty funny to see Aaron Rodgers be double-digit underdog. And
Matt,
healthy. Hold on. And a healthy team.
And Matt LaFleur is behind
Hold on.
him going.
And a healthy team.
Yeah.
Green-
Where's Devontae?
Very, 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 very small position. Take Green Bay in the points.
Oh.
Take Green Bay in the points.
Wow.
Mhm.
Sorry. Never. And this is going to be something personal for
11.5.
Aaron. But if he doesn't cover that 11, they're done.
Wow.
Cincinnati -3 at Cleveland. The Bengals are 3-point favorites at Cleveland. Total 45.5. Tampa Bay Ray, who do you like?
Cincinnati. They're back. I'm buying in.
What?
They're my guys.
What?
They're Joe Burrow rolling with this team.
What?
Zach Taylor. I love it. Cincinnati's back in the national spotlight, and they're gonna lead. They're gonna keep it on themselves.
Cool. Andrew.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going Bengals as well. I mean, I know Jamar Chase obviously got put on IR this week, but they still got 2 good receivers, so I'm still going for him.
Petey.
Bengals.
That was pretty quick.
Thank you.
Here, the Greek's going to give you a small position. Taking Cleveland at home.
Wow.
Taking Cleveland at home. I'm not a believer because the defense is still playing very well. The total's 45.5 points. Peter.
Yes.
Andrew,
Yes.
I'm going to show you how this is done. Pete,
Yes.
tell everybody where they can find you because I'm going to go over all my picks here in a second.
Yeah, it's definitely the sports web, the evolution of sports talk television on Monday and Wednesday nights at I Love St. Pete, the Hub, and Amped Up Sports. Do 3 things for me on this Sunday morning. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about.
Or to talk about. Peter, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
And we'll
you,
catch
Drew.
up with you guys next soon. We'll get together. We'll also have Andrew on your show maybe once or twice, and
Absolutely.
maybe we can make him a closet Buck fan for you.
Mix it up.
Yeah, why not?
I doubt it. Look at that face. Pete, have a good day, man. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man.
Andrew, tell everybody where they can find you out there in this nice, wonderful world of internet that we have.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, my podcast there, I'm one of the co-hosts with 2 Giant Goofballs. So you can find us, of course, pretty much any podcast platform there is. Of course, obviously, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok.
TikTok.
TikTok,
TikTok.
TikTok, TikTok,
TikTok.
TikTok, TikTok.
Andrew,
times.
thank you. Oh, no, now you look like Antonio Brown doing his dance.
No,
Was
my
he
pants
doing
are on. My pants are on.
That's true. My
Oh,
pants are on.
that ruined my fantasy.
Yeah,
Andrew.
really.
Sorry.
See, Andrew's kind of
Wait,
tall.
Go G-Man,
Antonio
baby.
Brown is. Wait, hold on.
Go-
Antonio Brown's part of your fantasy?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Wait, now I wonder which one I own up to, Andrew or Antonio. Brother G-Man, keep it rolling, baby. Go
Hey,
Giants.
take care of yourself, buddy. Thanks a lot
Thank
for
you.
tuning in.
Take care, buddy.
Ray, how about that, man?
Just think
Let's
we're
go-
alone.
Let's
do this.
let's cover up
Let's
some
wrap
of
this
these.
thing up like a Christmas present.
Like the Raiders in New Orleans game to go under 49 points. Pittsburgh plus 11. Minnesota, Arizona. Don't pick a side. Just bet the over because it's going to be a lot of scoring.
Enjoy the
Neither one of
game.
these two teams can play. My 2 upset specials of the week. I'm 7 for 7. The Greek's giving it to you now. Let's see if we're 9 for 9 on upsets. Jets, don't even bother taking the points. Giants, guess what? Don't even bother taking the points. They're both winning outright. Put them on the money line. Ray, I wish we were up in Chicago right now because we would go to the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill, 159 at 7537, 159th in Tinley Park. Ray,
If
tell
you,
everybody where they can find you.
well, first of all, if Huber and Fat Mike are buying, I'm on my way, and everyone can
They
find
are
me
buying.
all over the place. Then we're there.
Yep.
Thanks for having me today, brother. It's been fun.
Absolutely. Going to get to the last of the comments. And we're going to go ahead and sign off. Troy Palomalo says Peter's mad because his POF date, which is plenty of fish. Jennifer
Is that what
canceled
that
last
is?
night.
I didn't know what POF was.
Yep. Sure you didn't, Ray. Swipe right. You are such a dork.
Plenty of fish.
Will you shut up?
What?
Kidding you. Roger Shue says, I'm here, was at the beach. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into the Over Under. I'm your host, Harry the Greek. Ray Kennedy, my co-host today. And as I always say, keep your bets low and your returns high. Have a great day, everybody.